The Hutton inquiry kicks off again, questioning Britain's spy master and also taking evidence from the man in charge of the BBC. Greg Dyke admits that, in hindsight, the BBC might have done some things differently. We'll have a full report as the inquiry into David Kelly's death enters a new stage. Also tonight, the Swedes are warned they'll pay a price for rejecting the euro. On hold, the Californian election, where the voting machines are now an issue, and fresh allegations of racism as the Springboks prepare for the Rugby World Cup. Good evening. For the first time, the head of MI6 has been speaking in a public forum. Sir Richard Dearlove was giving evidence to the Hutton inquiry into the death of the weapons expert David Kelly. But Sir Richard's face was out of view as he spoke via audio link. He insisted the intelligence on Iraq's weapons had been accurate, but said some of it had been misinterpreted. His evidence was followed by that of Greg Dyke, the BBC's Director General, who conceded that, with hindsight, the corporation might have behaved differently in some areas. From the Royal Courts of Justice, here's Nicholas Witchell.
Endlessly written about, but obsessively secret. A place where the official in charge is still known as C. An official who, until today, has never been heard to utter a single word in public. At the Royal Courts of Justice, he was listed simply as security staff. Without fanfare or preamble, Britain's senior spy master spoke. It was just after the lunch adjournment at 2:02 that Lord Hutton took his seat and asked, "Can you hear us, Sir Richard?" Through the loudspeakers, a voice replied, "Yes, I can, Your Lordship." James Dingemans, QC, asked the voice, "What is your full name?" "Richard Billing Dearlove." "Your occupation?" "I am the Chief of the Secret Intelligence Service, SIS, popularly known as MI6. Sir Richard said he'd spent 37 years working in the secret world. His language was precise, his delivery dry. James Dingemans, counsel for the inquiry, "Can I ask you when you first became aware of the 45-minute claim?" Sir Richard, "You used the word claim. I would prefer to refer to it as a piece of well-sourced intelligence." He went on, "It did come from an established and reliable source, quoting a senior Iraqi military officer who is in a position to know this information." He said some of the concerns about the dossier expressed by defence intelligence scientists like Dr. Brian Jones bemused him. James Dingemans, were you aware of any unhappiness over the 45-minute claim within your service? Sir Richard, no, I certainly wasn't. Mr. Dingemans, did you feel the 45-minute claim was given undue prominence? Sir Richard, I think, given the misinterpretation that was placed on the
TV cameras allowed, and Mr. Chirac's demand for a quick handover of power to...
Sir Richard had dealings with Dr. David Kelly, but he was critical of the scientist when he was shown a transcript of what Dr. Kelly had said to the BBC Newsnight correspondent Susan Watts. Sir Richard told the inquiry, "I am shocked to see someone discussing one of the intelligence reports without authorisation. It is a serious breach of discipline." The final witness of the day was the BBC's Director General Greg Dyke. He explained that one of his functions was to act as the corporation's editor-in-chief. It was Alastair Campbell's appearance at the Foreign Affairs Committee which, he said, had alerted him to the seriousness of the row over Andrew Gilligan's reporting on the Today programme. On the 27th of June, Mr. Dyke said he cleared his diary to go to BBC Television Centre to meet his senior news executives and help compose a reply to Mr. Campbell. Mr. Dyke said, "I was there to support them on what I thought was an unprecedented attack on their credibility." James Dingemans, wouldn't you also have to see if any of the charges in Mr. Campbell's letter might be right? Mr. Dyke, we had other people